Morning.
Morning, guys. So we are sitting outside the clinic waiting to go in for our transfer. Yay.
Finally.
Yep. It's Saturday, so we're doing I think it's pretty much a 3-day transfer, but it's been 4 days since our egg collection. We've had a bit of a emotional roller coaster over the last few days. So I think the last time that I filmed, I was letting you guys know that we had gone for egg collection and we had managed to get 14 eggs, and that was on Wednesday. So I gave the clinic a ring after 2 o'clock, like they said, on Thursday, and spoke to the embryologist, and she told us then that only one of the eggs had fertilized, so just one out of the 14. Yeah, to say that we were absolutely gutted is probably an understatement. I was so shocked. I just wasn't expecting that. We were riding such a high, like we thought that things had finally gone great for us, and we were just...
We thought we'd have a lot better odds with 14 eggs of getting at least a few to fertilise.
Yeah, like 3 maybe, or 4.
She did say that 8 of them looked underdeveloped, so she didn't think that they were going to fertilise anyway, but still that leaves us 6 good eggs, with only 1 fertilising.
So I had a bit of a cry on Saturday, felt a bit rubbish for the rest of the day, and then I guess we just put all our energy into hoping that we would at least have that one for transfer, that we'd get something out of the cycle and be able to put something back. So they told us to ring again the next day just to get a bit of an update, so we rung again on Friday, and the news was a lot better on Friday. They said that the one embryo that we had continued to divide and develop, and that they were grading it as a B grade. B, right?
She said a -2.
Oh, sorry, 2.
She called it a -2.
Yeah.
So it's like a second grade one,
so they grade from 1 to I think 5 at the clinic. So that was 2.
So 1's the best.
So she said 2, but then she gave it a little minus because she said there was a teeny bit of fragmentation. But either way, it's a really good grade embryo. And Sarah made me feel a lot better by telling me, Harris was a grade 2 embryo, but we put him back.
Because I think I only had 1 grade 1, which they put back as a fresh transfer, and then the rest were 2s. So Harris is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah. And then the other news that they gave us was that actually another 3 of the eggs had actually fertilized in that second day, and one of them was a grade 2 also, and one of them was a grade 3, and one of them, she said, even though it fertilized, that it looked like it was developing abnormally, so she wasn't too sure that one was going to continue to divide and develop. So I mean, I guess that's better news. I'm still a little bit skeptical that they're going to be worth transferring in the end if it took them so long to fertilize and develop, but I guess we will speak to the embryologist this morning and get her opinion on that, and find out if they even have continued to develop, because there's a good chance that they might have just not gone any further. But we have the one to transfer, which after Thursday's news is kind of the best that I was hoping for. So anything else other than that is just a bonus, really, at this point.
So hopefully the other 2 have survived and are good, so that we can at least have a chance at a frozen egg transfer if this one doesn't happen. Just to have that backup makes you feel a little bit better, makes you feel better about going through all that hard times and emotional roller coasters, just for that one.
It does,
chance.
but I'm not pinning my hopes on it. I don't think I'll be very disappointed if we go in there and they tell us that neither of them have developed, because I think I'd already kind of got used to the idea. Written them off, got used to the idea of just having that one. So
anything other than that is a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. So this cycle really wasn't the great cycle that we had hoped or that we thought we had, and ultimately wasn't very successful at all. So there's going to be a lot of questions that we have for a fertility specialist, and if and when we decide to do this again, I think a lot of things are going to have to change, because I don't really want to put my body through that again for one embryo. Like,
it's not worth it.
Yeah. But yeah, on more positive note, we are just hanging around. We got here about 45 minutes early, so we might go grab a coffee and just hang out and wait until we can put this little embryo back in, and hopefully
just focus on this one.
Yeah, hopefully that's all we need.
Only need one.
Yeah,
I only need one to work.
Okay. Embryo back in. It's a good looking embryo, right? All done, so we're just waiting, resting up and waiting to be told we can go. So it is now Thursday. I have been really lax in sitting down to film an update. We have had a really crazy busy week, but I have finally got a chance. Harris is asleep, so I thought I'd sit down and update you guys. As you saw on Saturday, we went to Perth to transfer back the one little healthy embryo that we got from this round. That procedure went great. It was really fast, really painless. I really didn't even find it that uncomfortable, so that was all good, all went well. When we were up there, we sort of did have the chance to briefly see the specialist, and just like during the transfer, and he did say, you know, I am aware that you had a ton of eggs and that only one of them fertilizing is pretty disappointing. I definitely think we need to sit down and dissect this all and have a good chat about what's going on, but he said let's just focus on this one, and we'll do that if and when we need to afterwards. Let's just all hope that this one's gonna work. So yeah, I thought that was fair enough, and we will definitely book an appointment with him after this 2-week wait if this doesn't work out. So I came home that day and we just grabbed Harris back from Sarah's sister, and I spent most of the day kind of just taking it a little bit easy. Symptom wise, I guess I was still feeling a bit bloated from the retrieval. I'm still taking, I took the last pill last night of that cabergoline to try and prevent the OHSS, but to be honest, I really don't think that I actually did develop it in the end. The bloating kind of went down after a day or two, and I genuinely feel like almost back to normal now. So either that did really help, or I just was never going to develop it, but either way, that's a good thing, that's a bonus. I was just really hoping to try and be as healthy as possible for the transfer. I had been feeling really quite dizzy for a few days, leading up to the transfer as well as afterwards. I think it was that medication, but it could have also be the progesterone, I'm not sure, but yeah, I was sort of starting to feel like when I stood up, I would feel like woozy, and just, a bit unsteady and shaky. I do have quite low blood pressure, not worryingly low, but lower than average, so maybe it just affected my blood pressure a little bit. My headaches have completely gone since I stopped taking the stims. I haven't had a headache in a while now. And yesterday, which would have been, I think, 4 days past 3-day transfer, I did definitely feel some very mild cramping. I told Sarah that kind of worried me a little bit, because I think it made me hope that maybe we might be successful, and it's kind of scary at this point to hope. We've had so much disappointment recently that I'm kind of scared to hope that it's going to work. I'd rather prepare myself for the idea that it won't and be pleasantly surprised if it does. But yeah, I'm finding that I can't help myself, and that I'm just starting to really feel hopeful that this has worked. So yeah, other than that, no other symptoms. I'm feeling tired, but that's only just because I've had a really busy week. I actually went back to work this week after maternity leave, so that's the first time I've been back at work in almost 9 months, 8 months, 9 months. So I went Monday to Wednesday, and Harris, it was also his first week in daycare, so he is doing 2 days at care and 1 day with Sarah's family. So it has been just a massive week for all three of us, you know, trying to get used to working again with a baby. Has been interesting, but yeah, it is now Thursday and I won't be working on a Thursday, Friday, so Harris and I are gonna have a great day just hanging out and catching up. So yeah, the 2 week wait is definitely a lot easier with a kid to think about. I think I'm just kept a lot busier. I have got him to focus on, so I'm not thinking about it every second of every day. So hopefully the rest of the 2 week wait will go quickly as well. We are scheduled to do the beta test on Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure yet if we will do a home pregnancy test first. We also got some great news on Friday, just before I transferred, that my little sister has actually decided to come to Australia from the UK to be here for Harris's birthday and spend about 3.5 weeks with us. So I'm super excited about that, but it means that she'll be arriving on Monday, and we've told her that we get the results on Wednesday, so we might have to be really sly and secretive and do a little secret test on Monday before she gets here, because it might be hard afterwards to have some alone time to do it. But yeah, so fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm feeling hopeful. Oh yeah, the other thing that I probably should update you guys on is that none of the other eggs or little embryos that had been fertilized developed any further. That day when we went for transfer, they said that one of them really wasn't going to be viable and the other ones really weren't looking great. And then when I phoned back the day after, they told me that yeah, only one of them had continued to develop, but even then really poorly, and so she decided it really wasn't worth wasting our money and time freezing it and transferring it back, so she just let it go and it didn't develop anymore. So yeah, that's disappointing, but like I said in the footage before, I kind of have dealt with that. Like I dealt with that the day that we got the news. I was really upset and just really shocked about it all, but I felt like I've worked through it, and as disappointing as that was, it's almost better that none of those embryos developed any further, because I think that if they had, I would have always been really dubious that they were worth transferring. You know, I'd have been worried about the quality, and I think I would have been worried about wasting money transferring them back when I really had no confidence that they were going to work. So yeah, I mean, next time we can just have a clean slate. I did just want to clarify, because I did watch that footage back before I filmed this, that when I say, you know, that it's not worth going through this just for one embryo, I mean just specifically for our situation. I do understand that there's a lot of women out there who, you know, who would be really grateful even to get one embryo and to get a shot at a pregnancy, and I totally understand that. I just mean that for us, it isn't worth going through all that, because we actually have, you know, 5 embryos from Sarah's IVF frozen that I could use if we decided to go down that route. So for us personally, it's not worth going through a whole ton of fresh IVF cycles just to get one embryo when I could, in theory, use hers. The reason that we haven't done that is more legal, that in Australia, the way that the family laws stand, I'm not actually entitled to use her eggs, and we'd have to go through a whole legal donation process, which would involve, you know, quarantining eggs and contracts and all sorts of things. So it's not an easy option, but after giving IVF one more go again, we think if it's still not working well for me, then we probably will pursue that other route. Fingers crossed none of this even matters, because this little embryo will stick, but we'll see, I guess. Only time will tell. So just wish me luck, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I really appreciate it. It's really nice to know that there's some people out there interested in our story. So yeah, I will talk to you guys when we have anything more to update you on. Okay, see ya, bye.